Welcome to Discover Ramona, where we explore the people, places, and businesses that make it one of the best places to live. I'm your host, Valley, and I'm here with my co-host, Jan Ryan. Hi, Jan.
Hi, Valley. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Just a rocky, turmoil type of market. Things are good, then things are hard, then things are good, then things are hard. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing the same thing. I'm trying to figure it out because I always check the market to see what's going on. And there's last year, 2023, and I'm going with single family homes, not condos, but single family homes. There were 324 sold, and that's 30% less than 2022. So that was kind of a surprise. And prices haven't gone up much. They're pretty much stayed the same.
Yeah, I think that's probably has a little bit to do with interest rates, how high they got last year. And then we're seeing them come down a little bit. They did come down, and then now we're seeing them gradually climb again. So are your buyers and sellers reacting to that?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of buy downs. I know you've been doing some of those and just adjustments, and then we've got the insurance too. So it's putting it all together. It's always a challenge.
I think every sale is going to be different right now, and you have to take it a step by step, and every seller and buyer is going to be different. Everybody's situation is going to be different. There's no real blanket expectation. You have to just kind of be ready for all things.
Yep. Drop and roll.
Drop and roll.
Drop
That's the way you put it.
Yeah.
I like that.
And it's also interesting because people ask, where are people moving? But I found most of the sellers are moving out of state to be with family. And then I'm finding, interestingly enough, I'm not sure about you, but most of the buyers I'm seeing are moving within San Diego. Maybe they're moving to Ramona to get some more land or more property. So
yeah, people are not afraid of the commute anymore. It's like we stay home most of the time anyway. A lot of people work remote, so they're not afraid of the commute. So Jan, today you've brought with us a special guest. Can you tell us about her?
Yes, I'm really excited to have Molly Jaeger-Begent with us from To Create Galleries.
Awesome, let's meet her. Hi Molly, nice to meet you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your business, what you do in Ramona.
I have a gallery. It's a nonprofit gallery called To Create Gallery. It's on Main Street. And it's we have members, and we have about a little over 30 artists. That you have to be an artist that lives in San Diego County. And there's just some really good art. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, every village and town in the United States should have a nonprofit art gallery because there are talented people everywhere. And it's just a shame that the public can't see their work because it's just fun. So there we go from contemporary to sculpture to it's just, and I happen to really love art, so it's very fun for me.
It looks like it's kind of set up somewhat like a museum in a way.
Right. One of the things I've never really liked about going into what you would call a traditional art gallery is that they might have 5 artists and they're all either contemporary or traditional and when they come into our gallery, well, they're real excited because they look around and they go, oh my goodness, and then they look around again and go, oh my goodness, this is going to be fun, and then I don't see them again for 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's very eclectic.
Yeah, because they're just having a good time looking. We have artists that paint in paper. We have one of our fun artists is who did the troll out in front of our gallery. Kaylor News does, her favorite thing is to paint cows, and she was a graphic artist. So her art is just amazingly precise. But her animals have personalities that just jump out at you. And so they're very fun, and she's got a good sense of humor. One of her series is she has cows with sort of crowns behind them, and it's called Holy Cow series.
I like that.
So it's just a real fun gallery, and it's got a lot to look at.
Tell us about this troll. You mentioned a troll. Is it a rock, or what is that in your front?
Well, what happened was Kaylor's daughter came in, and she'd been to Europe and she'd been to the United Kingdom, and I guess the newest thing in Britain is to have trolls coming out of the ground everywhere.
Oh, wow.
So they decided to do one at their ranch when she came home, and I said, well, do you have a picture? And they showed me a picture, and it just cracked me up. It was so funny. And I said, we have to have one of those in front of the gallery.
Yeah.
So they did one, and we call him Hugo the Ramona Troll. He has his own Facebook page, and he loves to have people take selfies with him.
Oh, yeah. I bet. It's really cool looking. And I think it's kind of like an icon in Ramona. Everybody that drives by there, you said, notices it. If they go slow enough, they'll see it.
Right, right.
You know?
So.
And I also like how your gallery is somewhat like a node to how Ramona is really became this artistic town. It has a collection of different types of artists, which you would never really expect in kind of like a rural town like Ramona, right? It's become this San Diego version of, what do you want to say, Nashville, Austin, where all these artists come together. It's our own little Austin.
We were real surprised. We bought the ranch, so my husband does very large steel sculptures. And he just wanted to have a place where he could have his own studio. And I like art, and my son's an art. It just is in the family. And I was really surprised at the art community. And it's not just, because everybody has artists, but they're very proactive. And we just got involved. And you're right, there are a lot of good artists, and they definitely step up to the plate.
Mm-hmm.
And Ramona has a lot of things that surprise people, from music to art, right?
Oh yeah, and Molly's an amazing artist too. I've seen your artwork, so she's being modest. And then also your ranch there. You've done the art and wine festival. And now you're adding music coming up.
Yeah, I got involved, and they needed someplace that wasn't going to cost a fortune to have their festival. And if you saw our ranch, it's the old Owen Ranch. It just has a lot of infrastructure. And so it just kind of lends itself. We have a park, an area in the front of what we call the art barn, that can have 400 or 500 cars park in it. And so I offered it to them to put on the Art and Wine Festival. And now they're going to, because there's such a large group now of musicians in Ramona, they're going to do art, wine, and music this coming year, which is the first weekend in November. I think it's November 2nd.
That's interesting.
And
That
it's
sounds
big.
fun.
It's a big thing.
I've heard of it. I haven't ever gotten a chance to go, but
You need
I've
to
heard
come.
of it. I know
It's
I do.
awesome.
And so, as a nonprofit, what are some things you guys do for the community? I saw that you have crafting events and things like that. What are other things you do for the community?
Well, we have a monthly open house, the first Friday of every month. And I partnered with Helen Wilson, who grew up in Ramona and is an artist, and she's an art teacher at Palomar. And she has a nonprofit called the Art Center of Ramona. So she has art classes during the week.
Okay.
And I am open on the weekend. And so we built all the moving walls in the gallery have wheels on them. So she moves them all up front for the classes, and then we move them back for the weekend.
Oh, wow.
So it works out really, really well.
Are people or artists allowed or able to sell their art in your gallery?
I charge very little money to be a member, and then I take only 20%. And we do pretty well. I actually figured it out. We've been open since 2016, the middle of 2016, and I've sold over $100,000 of art.
Wow. And you know what's amazing? I went in there and I remember how nice it was, and then I went in again to see Molly, and it really blew me away. It was amazing. Just the different art, from jewelry to glassware to paintings, all different kinds, to the sculptures your husband does are amazing. And the cool thing is, living in Ramona, there were some names in there I didn't realize that were artists and amazing artists. So you don't know what you're missing if you haven't been in there.
Yeah, and it's very fun.
I saw that you mentioned you've learned how to make a passion out of life through this gallery.
I guess you'd have to say it's my way of giving back, and I really like to promote creativity. It's just my thing. It's always been my thing. And not just in art, but in everything. We ran a construction company. We had 44 employees, and I used to send my employees to college and actually expect them to dive into themselves and be better than what they ever thought they could be, which is my way of getting people to be more creative in their own personal lives. And so it just was we found the building because that's what we do. We had a construction company, and it was a good price, and it was a bicycle garage. And my son and my husband, we bought it, and they made an art studio for me so that I could.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you're working with the high school, aren't you? Or you would like to? I know
so
speaking of which.
Yeah, I'm on the mural committee.
Oh, that too.
In Ramona, which does the Art and Wine Festival, is a moneymaker for the murals in town. And I just talked to Liz Shoddy, who's the art teacher, and we do an art show every year with the high school students, and I have to tell you, some of these kids are just amazing. Anyway, I talked to her because the mural committee would like to start doing smaller murals, like maybe 20 of them, and have the high school students do them and put them all over town.
That'd be awesome.
So I talked to Liz Shoddy, and what she wants to do is have the kids do it after school and go through the whole process and have an artist help them. And Helen Wilson, we have a mural. She did a mural on our art gallery, and she also is doing one in town. And Liz and I went up to Helen and said, okay, so Helen, would you be willing to help these kids do murals after school and go through the whole process? And Helen said, oh yeah, I'll do that. So that's the newest thing that we're going to try to do.
I think that would be so super cool for kids.
Oh yeah. I mean, they need to understand how they can be creative and actually do something with it.
Well, how cool would it be to be a kid, right, and be driving around in your town, your hometown, and see something that you created on a wall, or be 25 and come back to your hometown and see it's still there. I mean, those little things have impacts on kids and how they perceive themselves, right? So, like you said,
well, just think how proud the parents are going to be.
Exactly.
I mean, the whole family is going to go out and go, oh, you're so good.
And it's contributing to your community in a positive way, and so that just instills more positivity back into the community. I mean, it's a great idea. I'm amazed, but I'm also not surprised by another business owner in Ramona that's taking their passion and giving back to the community in a positive way. It just seems like a constant trend, right?
It is, and that's still not all. I mean, it keeps going. Then you've got Hawkwatch that you.
Now, Hawkwatch is just an amazing event. It's free. It's every January and February. What happens is bald eagles, that's when they fly south and then they go north. We have 4 bald eagles in Ramona who have figured out that really San Diego County, they shouldn't leave. So they actually live there year-round, and they have nests. And there's one right across. We overlook the Santa Maria River, Dry Creek, and the 3,000-acre preserve. And across from us is one of the eagles' nests with the eagle in it. Anyway, the Wildlife Research Institute makes their money through Hawkwatch, and they make sure that the county doesn't put people close to the nest, because if they do, then the bald
They
eagles
leave.
will leave. And to get money to do that, they put on Hawk Watch, and it's free every Saturday from about 9 to noon. And they bring, there's a lot of birds that are kept by people who the birds have hit an electric line or a car, and they can't go back out in the wild. And they bring all the birds and animals that can't go back out in the wild, that have been hurt. And they put together this educational show that is just great. It's wonderful.
Is it like a on screen, or is it an
Oh no! If you
individual
get to,
speaking?
no, they bring all the birds out.
Oh, okay.
And you can touch a lot of them, and up close and personal. So we have a lot of people who love photography, and then a lot of the young kids. They're just.
It draws from all over.
And
I
there's
mean,
a
all
barn
over.
owl. He's so cute. They just got a barn
Oh,
owl.
wow.
They brought him out, and the reason they have him is because he has cataracts and he's blind.
Oh no, poor guy.
No, he can't really survive out in the wild
Yeah.
anymore. So they take really good care of him, and he has a great time. He just sits there and looks at he hears everybody.
Yeah.
He doesn't look
He's
anymore.
a ham.
That's so neat.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is. I mean, and people come up to me and they go, "Oh, thank you for doing this," and I'm going.
My pleasure.
I get to get up every
Yeah.
Saturday morning, and you get free coffee and donuts, by the way. I get up every Saturday, get my free coffee and donuts, and get to watch the best show in town.
Right. And live your
Not
passion.
a problem.
And live your passion.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's very fun.
I love that, Molly. It was really, really interesting to meet you and learn what you do. Jan, again, we have to make a date to go up there and see that together.
Yeah.
On Saturdays, you said you're open on Saturdays. What times are you open?
Noon to 5.
Noon to 5.
January and February.
Okay.
No,
Right.
that's
Hawk Watch.
the gallery
Oh,
is
okay.
noon to
Oh,
5
the
on
gallery. I'm
Saturday and
sorry.
Sunday. Hawk
Okay.
Watch is on Saturdays from about 9:30. Actually, it starts at 10, but you should get there at 9:30 to noon.
Okay.
And then they actually take people, if they want to, they take them out by the pond around the corner, and they go out and look at wildlife, and I've actually never done that. What can I say?
Oh, yeah, I've got to do that. And sorry, I
Yeah.
messed up. You meant for the gallery.
Yeah. So I just want our viewers to know what times you're open so that they can go take a
Right.
look. And I go to your website. It's
tocreategallery.com.
Okay. And then you can get all the information you need about any of the art classes and things like that people
We
want to
also
go to.
starting up another on the ranch. We're having Sustainable Ramona, which they've ran out of room, and so they're expanding and they're coming on the ranch. They're going to be there April 20th, which is the weekend of Earth Day,
Oh, cool.
and they have it's all about being sustainable, and they have booths of people who can help you
Yeah, learn.
make your footprint smaller.
Got it.
So that's going to happen too. I like to help nonprofits who I think are doing a really good job.
Yeah. You're so generous. I love all the ways that you contribute and have the whole community collectively join you in some sort of creative event. I think it's incredibly generous. And it's brilliant at the same time, too.
I know everybody says that, but I'm having a great time.
Well, you're allowed to have a great time.
What
yeah.
the heck?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's amazing. I think that's what we all aspire to be, right? And what we do in life is
We just were lucky. I mean, if you saw this ranch, it was a working ranch, and then we had a construction company, and we had double wides, and I mean, so we made we added to it, and it lends itself to, and it's beautiful out there. Ramona is actually gorgeous.
I know. It really is. Well, I wanted to thank you for your contributions to Ramona.
Oh, you're more
Thank
than
you for
welcome.
sharing
Thank you.
your story with us. And Jan, do you have any other points to add, or are we good?
I think I kept covering. Well, there's so much. But
Yeah.
thank you, Molly. You're amazing. Thank you
Oh,
for everything
thanks.
you do for Ramona.
You are, Molly. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your story.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for talking to me.
Of course,
And come, everybody come. to my events. They're great.
Yes, we will. I will definitely be there, and everybody watching should come out to her events. At least go to the website and learn a little bit more. Thank you guys for watching Discover Ramona, where we explore the people, places, and businesses that make it the best place to live. We'll see you next time.